It's now 2 days since those men on a bike sprayed bullets on Gauri Lankesh and left her to die in front of her own house in Bangalore. Forward Press delves deep into how a vernacular weekly, Lankesh Patrike, might have sent chills up certain people's spines and made them resort to this ghastly act. Over the last 3 years, Lankesh Patrike has been laying bare the scriptures and the mythologies they are based on. This has involved decoding myths about Chamundeshwari and Mahisasur, Ganesh, and others. Gauri was publishing these articles because she believed the lies that are put about by these myths and the disparaging references to communities or the cultural injustice they embody, all these were at the root of the inequality in society. The idea of reclaiming Mahisasur that she wrote about has caught on in the entire nation, and intellectuals have joined in the effort. Unlike most of her left leaning well wishers, she knew who her enemy was. This was the enemy of an egalitarian society, the enemy that spread these myths and subjugated a people centuries ago. She knew the enemy is still on the prowl, for she had seen Brahmanism infiltrating her own Lingayat community in the guise of Veerashaivism, robbing the community of all its egalitarian values and that the founder Basavana stood for. Yogesh Master, the Kannada writer, worked closely with Gauri in reinterpreting these myths. He tells Forward Press how her kind of journalism struck at the heart of brahmanical belief system and made its guardians react in this manner.
I was decoding Hindu mythology. Uh, uh, for example, the tribal people, Asuras and Rakshasas, they were misinterpreted as they are demons and they are some kind of bad people by nature, and they were troublesome to the people and good people, such kind of things. These were all explained in mythologies, right? Killing them, copy. Killing them is good for the society. Okay. And such kind of things. That I was really attempting to say that that's Aryan invasions, and they were including into the tribal territories, such kind of things. I was explaining through those writings. Yes, Dhundi. Yes, that is also the same. Dhundi, that's what they were talking about, that's Ganapati. He is the Ganapati, he is a tribal hero, one who fought against the Aryans. Even once Krishna was also fighting against Aryans, but he was later taken into their, rather we can say that he was glorified by them. They had the habit of this brahmanical ideology, had the habit of the powerful taking the powerful people into their folds. That kind of things were elaborately explained in Dhundi. I have written a number of articles about Mahishasura's myth, how it is misinterpreted by the brahmanical ideologies. Now that was not a novel. Now I am writing. It is to be completed by 2 or 3 months.
Okay. And you wrote these articles in Gauri Lankesh Patrika.
Yes. I have written number of articles decoding all kind of mythologies in Hindu mythologies, and also questioning. Of course, it is going through. It's a kind of approach, anthropological and cultural approach with the background of cultural studies.
So how many articles on Mahishasur would you have written over the past 3 years?
I don't remember exactly, but even Gauri translated some parts of my articles taken theme or other matter from my article. She wrote it in Mirror.
Okay, the Reclaiming Mahishasur article was based on what your research.
Yeah. She has written in Mirror also in her column. She was writing the regular column in. Then I wrote about Chamundeshwari and Mahishasura, and on me there was an attack on me. They attacked me. After discussion in the channel, Samya news channel, when I came out of that channel, they attacked me.
When was it? When was it?
It is 2 years back. It's 2 years back.
Okay.
They said that I spoke abusingly towards my Chamundeshwari.
So these were the same type of people who attacked you. They had the same slogans and everything.
Yes. That's what I feel. Especially tribal people. In those days, tribal people were terribly tortured, and they were when the deforestation was happening by the people, Aryans. Naturally, they had a conflict with these those who called themselves as Suras, Devas. They were naturally had a conflict with the Asuras, those who were trying to protect their habitats and their own place. These rebellious Asuras, rather tribals, were completely misinterpreted as Dushtas. They are bad and threat for humans and gods. Still, we are using that kind of words. See, Rakshasa, any cruel act is done without our knowledge. The common people thought it's an act of Rakshasa. That much influence has been done in the minds of people, collective minds of people.
So when they attacked you after the interview on Mahishasura on that TV channel, did they say anything? Did these men who attacked you, what did they exactly do to you?
No. Then, after that, I really ignored, and I didn't want to complain against the guys who attacked me just because they were all just accused by somebody else. They are innocent. That the guys were those who attacked me. They were really innocent. Even they didn't know who was Yogesh Master, in fact. Such kind of guys were there and they attacked me. And that's for sure. They are triggered by somebody else. They are monitored by somebody else. The people, those who are not able to face us with the studies and the vichar, they are brainwashing the young minds in the name of nationality, in the name of religion, and in the name of Shraddha and faith, this kind of things. They are manipulating the minds of youth, and they are hiding themselves. The thing, as I told you before, the nationality and religion and politics. The three things are mixed up here now. Those who are talking against these right-wing people, they are anti-nationalist, they are anti-nation, and they are against the religion, and they are the one who is a threat for their dharma. This is the idea they are spreading, and they are, to a certain extent, they are success also. They are success. By seeing this kind of incidents, what are the things that are happening now, we can make out that they are somehow success. We are really in very less number. those who are progressive thinkers or those who are activists, they are very less people. And we are really facing the problems by this kind of. Yes, but what I say really, when my interpretation is not acceptable, we just reject it. There are a number of Puranas, mythological stories are there. They are not agreeing each other. When I write something else, why are you angry with me? If you are able to counter me by your own writing, you do it. Or if you know the truth, which is right, which is really true, which I am saying something wrong, you prove it. Because why they are not doing, but they are doing this kind of a manhandling and attacks and killing. By seeing all these things, that we can understand that we are right. But we never claim that we are right and we are the final thing. But ours is also kind of interpretation. But when they are they see their reaction, I feel that we are right. Probably we are right. That is why they are not able to digest. And what are the truth we are finding it out? It is a threat for their business, whatever it may be. It may be political business. It may be exploiting the people by superstition or gathering the people in the name of religion and nationality. Yes, I think so, apparently. But Gauri's murder or Kalburgi's murder, Narendra Dabholkar or Govinda Pansare's murder, whoever's murder is won't stop us. That certainly it won't stop us. And also it is not new to this India. For Indian history, many things have happened before this. What we are mentioning with some new modern writers. Even in Karnataka, it happened in Basavana's period in 12th century. When Basavana was against this brahmanical attitudes and the priest classes, and when he collected all the people in one umbrella called Anubhava Mantapa, from all the castes and the sects of people gathered there. Basavana was also not, people did not tolerate. In those days, Sanatanavadis, that Sanatanavadis did not tolerate Basavana. Even Basavana was murdered. Even if the same thing happened in Maharashtra. Santa Tukaram was against of the brahmanical and Vedic ideologies. And he was also mysteriously killed. Jnanadev and Chokamela, they were all these Sanatanavadis, fundamentalists. They were all tortured by fundamentalists, including Jnanadev. Though Jnanadev was a Brahmin, he was tortured by fundamentalists, Hindu fundamentalists, Brahmin fundamentalists. Lingayat itself is a progressive religion. It's a movement. It is not a religion, but it has all the features of religion. But it started as a movement. It's a counter culture of this Vedic religion. This Vedic religion. It was a counter culture. Lingayat is a counter culture headed by Basavana and other Sharanas. Now again, this Lingayat movement has started right now, because the Lingayats themselves were forgotten the basics of their own start. That's base. I mean that they were against of these things. Now it is again rejuvenated. Now it is coming to the. It's a good time. It is a time for them to realize and understand that the Lingayat movement is not a part of Hinduism. It is not a part of the Hinduism. It is not like Brahmanism. It is against that. It is not offshoot of it, but it is against of it. It's a counter culture and the movement. Now it is now all Lingaites are demanding to identify Lingait as an independent religion. It is not to be connected with Veerashaiva, those who are having the priest class, practicing priest class in Veerashaivites. But whereas in Lingait there is no priest class, there is no hierarchies, it's all equal. Here now it is happening. It is I think you must be noticed this movement is happening in Karnataka, all over Karnataka. Some few years before it started, but there was no kind of movement. The voices were being raised, that individual voices and a small group of voices were rising there. But now it has taken recently from 3 to 4 years. It has taken shape of a movement. Now this year it is stronger. Yeah, but the people, those who are aware of it, they were knowing it from the beginning. But common people,
they've been mobilizing people.
Yes. They couldn't mobilize the people, but it is happening now. It's a good sign. But those who are doing the vote politics based on the caste and the religion, for them it's a threat. So many people, they are not supporting this. But common people and intellectuals and writers, they are very supportive to this movement. And even Swamiji, Swami Mata, they are all also supporting this movement.
And you saw Gauri also as being part of this movement.
Yes, she was also supported this. Even though she was a Lingait, she is from Lingait family, she was not practicing it. She was not practicing it. She is an atheist like me. She is also atheist. She was not practicing Lingait, but ideologically she was strongly connected with Basava's ideology. She was with Basavana's ideology. She was connected, but by ritualistic way, she was not practicing Lingait as such.
Okay.
Any kind of exploitation was challenged by Gauri. That was true. Whether it is a Dalit movement, it is a Dalit issues, or it is a class issues like capitalism, or it is a politics, Brahmanism, or Sangh Parivar, RSS politics, whatever it is, whenever it is coming to foreground that they are exploiting somebody, even she was a feminist also. She is a feminist also. She is, that's what, totally, even I too, I can identify myself as not one particular type of ideology. Wherever there is a demand, that issues like the things are being exploited, people are being exploited in the name of religion or capitalism or whatever it is, then we have to rise against it. So totally we can say we are towards the right word, towards the people, believing it's a collective society, having peaceful harmony and equality, humanity.